So it was awesome. Today we had a great episode with Kevin Weeks on your podcast, Digging In, and it was so cool to hear what he had to share, but also, we talked a little bit about mentorship and stuff, and you've been a mentor of mine, and we all have so many mentors in our life, and I think it's so important that we can talk about those. And who have been some mentors in your life that have, helped you with your hockey career and on?
Well, first of all, I think that's a really good sign and necessary component of any great friendship, JT, because, you've been a mentor for me too. I mean, I've been lucky enough, so fortunate to fly over the ocean, whether it be the Atlantic or the Pacific, and I'm not a tremendous sleeper on planes.
Yeah.
So reading this on my way to Mykonos, Greece, right around this time last year, was probably the most enjoyable flight I've had over the ocean, because you're looking out, as dusk turns into night, and it's such a powerful story. And so, just to quickly respond to that, but beyond that, my parents first and foremost, my mom to this day, my dad, God rest his soul. And my dad said this comically, but the day I was given an incredible gift before he passed away, that I was able to come back here to Michigan between hockey games and see him. And I had to leave really early on a Friday morning to get back to North Carolina for the pregame skate. And I think the Hurricanes were playing Anaheim that night. And I came down, it was still dark, and I knew it was going to be the last time I'd see my dad. And, I said to him, Dad, I'm going to live a life that you'll be very, very proud of. And, any son's just looking for him to say, I know you will. I know you will. And he paused and he goes, I know you'll try. And I think that brings up the fact that for a perfect mentor, not even a tremendous one, a perfect one like my dad, there's humor involved with the seriousness. You can still get the same message across, and sometimes even better. But we're both lucky enough to have great parents, grandparents, even though my grandparents have been gone for a long period of time. And then friends. The old line, if you have enough friends that are unconditionally there for you, but have the guts to tell you the truth if you're going down a bad road, that'll fill the fingers on one hand, you're unbelievably fortunate. If you think you got more, you're naive and stupid, okay?
Yes.
And so I have guys that'll fill the fingers on the one hand beyond my family.
You're right.
And they've been mentors for me.
And we're blessed to have that. To have, first off, like you said, the family is so important to have, and such blessed that we have such strong parents and have taught us so much. But that friendship is so important too. And it's something, I think that we talk about a lot is just, how you show your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. And, it's about, how those friends can shape you and motivate you and push you. I think back to our Peloton conversation, how it pushes each other for us to jump on the Peloton and see each other's numbers and try to beat each other. And that's just, that's that mentorship too, of being able to motivate each other and to push each other to become better people.
Well, what you just made me think of is why I've always preferred team sports to individual sports, because I love digging in and pulling on that rope together. You and I, whether it be on the Peloton or any challenges or obstacles that we're ever going to face in life, whether you're going through something or I'm going through something, being able to pull on that rope together. And I think quickly, JT, I would talk about, we had something that we discussed a few weeks ago where there's a significant difference between comparing and identifying. And let's see if I can elaborate on that so it's very clear what I'm talking about. If you're comparing, I'm looking at you and I'm comparing and saying, well, that's not me. And nope, that's not me, never could be me. Identifying is hearing just one little piece of a story, of a struggle, and being able to say, it's not identical, but I've been there. I remember, what I was facing, and this is what got me through. The power of identification is one that I think can give friends, mentors, tremendous strength and hope. So I always try to identify, not compare.
I love that. Identify and build from there and learn from that too. So that is awesome. So thank you, Tripp, for sharing a few minutes with us and for all the times that we've had as being friends and mentor, you being a mentor to me too. So thank you.
Well, I thank you. And Tunner, not to get cheesy, but you have helped me make sure that I have an attitude of gratitude. So that's, if you have an attitude of gratitude, just think about it. Let's say you're in a meeting and everybody's going through, all of their pains and their challenges, okay? And you think you've got it the worst. So you throw it in the middle of the table, thinking, and wow, nobody's got it worse than me. And, a couple minutes later in the meeting, you hear somebody's story and you're like, wow, mine ain't so bad. Then you want to just grab your stuff and run outside the door. Your disposition, demeanor, work ethic, and you're an everydayer too. We talked about it on the podcast with Kevin about never stopping. He mentioned Michael Jordan. That's what made him the greatest in the history of basketball. Tiger Woods. But Kevin said, there's no final buzzer. And I've been grateful and fortunate to call you a close friend now for 3 years, and you've never stopped. You just keep going. There aren't ebbs and flows. You may climb Kilimanjaro, okay, all right, but in the way I see you, that you approach life, you're an everyday guy, and you deliver the goods each and every day, and I think that's huge in a recipe for success, and because of that, I know that you've provided mentorship to me and probably countless others.
Well, thank you for that. But thank you for everything that you've taught me, and just, for this whole podcast thing too, learning so much from you as being a professional announcer too. And it really means a lot that you spend this time with me too. So thank you.
Oh, as they see, you're probably too young for this, but did you ever see the movie Ghost? You do. When you say that, ditto. There's a scene between Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore where they were expressing, their fondness for each other. You did ditto.
Well, thank you.